Okay, it says we're live. Hello, welcome. We are very much not straight there. Still doesn't look straight. I think my camera got bumped when I unplugged it last time. Nope, it's very much wanting to be. There we go. There, the background's a little bit more even now. Okay, sorry. Did not mean to make you motion sick with that. So, hello, how are we? I feel like I've gotten a little bit more done this week than the beginning of last week, so I'm at least not as far behind as I was last week, but I don't know that I'm going to catch up to the 3,000 that I was not able to get last week. So I'm still aiming for the 10,000 for this week, but I don't know that I'm going to get 13. At least not on this project. So we'll see. I may spend some extra time and some extra sprints. Maybe I'll do that, but I don't know. We'll just kind of have to see where we are towards the end of this month. But yeah, so that's that. Hello, how are we? Jody says, Jules, I need a good swift kick in the pants. 0 words. Well, we can start getting that number up during these sprints, so we can do it. Keiko is here and says, hi, hello, welcome. Monique is here and says, hey, y'all, hello, welcome. Currently resting because you woke up late, made breakfast, workout, did the dishes, and emailed your therapist. Oh, wow. Okay, everything. I made, I woke my mom up early this morning because she wanted to go to the driver's service thing. Her birthday's next month, so she wanted to go ahead and get it renewed. And since she is over 64, she has to do the vision test thing. But her license has been renewed for the next 8 years, so she's good. And then I also had to run and get a at-home blood pressure cuff for my dad. So yeah, because the doctor wants to know more of what his current blood pressure situation is before swapping any medicines type thing. So, and then I baked blueberry muffins for lunch because why not? So yeah, we made breakfast. I didn't do the dishes. Well, I put them in the dishwasher. And I have not emailed anybody, so you are one up on me there. Still have laundry to do. I'm putting mine off till another day. But she wanted to edit chapters today and possibly even finish editing. Ooh. Unfortunately, it seems you're low on spoons today. Gotcha. Yeah. Which it won't be it won't be the end of the world if you don't finish today. It's okay to finish by Friday or even Sunday. It's okay. Jody says you've only had knives all week. No spoons. Gotcha. Monique says love the purple. Thank you. I guess I'm wearing it in honor of my May theme. I don't know. It's also just because it's the shirt I grabbed, but my May theme is very purple. So I'm pleased with the purple. Pleased with the purple. Carla says, I figure I have about 45 minutes of work before you take a walk in the woods to work out the next novel, which will be the start of the large cat shifters. Ooh, fun. Oh, this is in response to the poll for today. So the poll for today is asking about what's your desired book cover style. So do you want it like illustrated graphic novel style? I'm thinking like Love Hypothesis. Is that the right title? There's been a shift in sort of like making illustrated covers instead of real models. So do you want that sort of like illustrated or graphic novel style cover for your book? Do you want just an image of the setting? So if like it's a Wild Wild West, do you have an image of like flowers on the prairie with some mountains in the background or some cows or whatever? Or if you're sci-fi, do you want, you know, a nebula and a approaching space station or something like that? And then option C is human models. So whether or not you want a face or a body on the cover, or if you want like an actual person on the cover to give a depiction of your main characters. Or the last one is botanicals or symbols. So I was thinking of like one of the hot titles at the moment is like Powerless. And it has botanicals and a sword, and you know, so, and then like the red queen just has like the crown with the blood type thing, or I think that's right. Yeah, so just symbols or botanicals or both. But yeah, so what style would you want your book cover to be? Monique says, I sliced up a mango and you're snacking on that. Excellent. Is it like a regular mango, or is it a honey mango, or is it, who knows? We have had, normally April is the season or the time frame that we start seeing honey mangoes in the store. We've only seen them like once, so I don't know where they're disappearing to. But I'm like, I want some more honey mangoes. Anyway, Stacy is watching the Karen Reed retrial. You thought it would be a rehash, but today has been lightly spicy with new information. Ooh. Kara says, today's Therapets card is a rainbow cat who says, every time you thought life would defeat you, you were wrong. Today's Wake Up Kick-Ass Repeat card says, look how you shine, darling. Love that. Love it, love it. Carly says to Monique, sometimes we run low on spoons. It's part of life. If you need rest, give yourself rest. Yes. Keiko says, joining a bit later, you have an errand to run. Excellent. Even the spoons need to be washed and restocked at times. Exactly. Exactly. Book 5 of The Bear Shifters should be up a bit later today. Exciting. That's going to be under TC Cardella, correct? Question mark? Correct? Question mark? Is that correct? I shouldn't just say it with an inflection. I should ask. Is that the correct Cardella? I think. Monique says, in an ideal universe, your book covers would look like retro B-movie posters. Fun. Because the titles of your urban fantasy novels resemble the titles of B-movies. Sorry, I swear. Did not mean to yawn. Monique says, my ex is a vampire, drama of the undead, the howling rush, slaying at the vampire wedding. I don't know if it has to be a B movie. Some of these titles I can imagine sort of like Nancy Drew style covers, which I guess would be like illustrated or graphic novel. But like I can imagine somehow either Nancy Drew or maybe even Goosebumps, but I think more Nancy Drew style could be fun. Monique says a regular green red mango. Yeah, so you're assuming probably a Spanish or Mexican mango. Gotcha. You're lucky that you have access to Asian markets. Yes, Asian markets are always very good. Carla says to Stacy, you live in the Boston area, so you're so tired of all Karen all the time news. Gotcha. Leslie is here. Hello, well, hello. Hi again, everyone. You have to cut out early, but you're here for the first sprint at least. Excellent. Good. Okay, we need to examine the doggos for the day. We have Tuesdays and todays. So Tuesday's Earth Day was Hank. He successfully snuck his stick in, which means that you cannot take it away from him. 13 out of 10. Hank has chosen a good stick. There he is. Lounging on the couch with his stick. And then we have, for today, it says, we only rate dogs. This is clearly an angel that has come down from heaven and got their wings blow-dried. While he is the most well-conditioned angel we have ever seen, please only send dogs. Thank you. So we have a retriever with very, let me see if I can get the background to behave properly. There. Very fine, blown out hair. So those are the two doggos for the day. Very cute. Very demure, very mindful. Yes. There's a crow cawing close to your window. Ooh. I've seen the crow. I've seen the hummingbirds. I've seen the red-headed pileated woodpecker, and managed to scare it while I was walking to the shed to get some yard work stuff. I have not seen the hawk recently, probably because I've seen the crows. And lots of like small birds. So anyway, no new exciting critters in the backyard other than just the ones that have been there before. Okay, I'm pulling up my document. Yes, I knew that was what you meant with the long hair and the crossed paws. Very demure, very mindful. Yes. Stacy says to Carla, you're tired of the Karen Reed trial as well, but it is interesting being an internet juror. You are watching it on Emily D. Baker's channel. Ooh, you saw Blue Jay yesterday. Nice. Did I draw a card? I have not drawn a card. Let me do that real quick. Thank you. Keeping me on track, Monique. Thanks. All right, we have the beaver. Lay a solid foundation. Make sure that you're planning and thinking about how it's going to work. It's number 6. Lay a solid foundation. The beaver spirit is here to tell you about a power living within that is born of the spirit, the source from which all life arises. This is the power to establish the sacred connection to the universal consciousness so you can deliberately co-create the world you desire. Know that it takes work, determination, and sustained effort to create and lay a solid foundation for your dreams. If, with the spirit as your partner, you bring the twigs and branches of your intentions and desire and spread them across the river of time, you will be amazed at what you can do. You will find that you can even change the direction of the flow of life. You can ensure your world will be prosperous and purposeful, filled with love and joy, and rich with meaning and magic. That which you desire will come to you and remain sustainably if you build on a sturdy foundation. Keep your intention and energy consistent and deliberate, using all your resources and the energy of this wonderful, productive time. Have faith, for with the spirit to co-create with you, your success is assured. The universe is your partner, helping you along as you change the course of your life in the way that your heart desires. So again, this is not a one and done. This is going to take time. This is going to take planning and sustained effort over long periods of time. Rome wasn't built in a day, and our story will not be finished in one day. So it's okay. This is we are planning for a marathon, not a sprint. Although we're doing both, technically. Beaver's giving us some good advice here. Yes. You drew the Knight of Pentacles, sort of like the earthy connection there. Yes. Like it. Okay, so now that we have seen our doggos and pulled a card, it's now time to get to work. Okay, let's see. Let's do the cute little robot. We haven't done the cute little robot in a while. Okay, so this one is silent. It does have a chime at the end, and the heart does move above his head. So if you see a little flicker thingy, that's it. All right. 1, save your document, especially if you've already been working. If not, now's a great time to pull up whatever document you think you're going to work on. 2, make sure you have something to hydrate with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure not slouching too much. And 4 is make sure if you need a break, take a break. Here we go, 25 minutes. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Trying to remember a couple things for the bullet journal. What was the third thing I ordered? Oh. And the last thing is I need to track an order. Different order. Okay, so I got 461 words in the document. And then I caught up, I think I'm caught up with yesterday's. I'm mostly caught up with yesterday's. Bullet journal. So Monique was asking for some help with feedback that you got from a beta reader. I almost said beta feeder, but that's not the right. Jane and Andy are having a conversation with two kids dealing with their dad developing an alcohol addiction. You're not sure how they can reveal that information naturally. A lot of kids, a lot of people, but a lot of kids deal with being in a tight spot by humor. Some of them deal with like lashing out. But if you are attempting to have a conversation with two other teens that they are possibly friends with, my guess is it would probably either come out with humor. Yeah, because a lot of kids hide it. A lot of kids deal with it with humor. But also, like a lot of kids, some kids, like if they're around a trusted person, they will let you know all of their business, and not just their business, but their family's business, like straight up, no filter. So it kind of depends on how you want to um, create your characters and how young they are, uh, like how tactless you want to build them. One friend pointed out that they may not recognize their father is drinking alcohol. Also true. If it doesn't come in like the fancy bottles. Very true. Jody says, going to jump off and get ready for your sprints. Hugs. Thanks for coming in. And Leslie says, I've got to run at 651. Ooh, you definitely beat me. Yes. During that sprint, so not bad. And have a good day. Yeah. Also, like if alcohol is a part of that person's family, like culture, habits, like if there's always some alcohol in the house, it may just seem normal. So yeah, there are a multitude of ways that you could get it to seem normal or natural in order for it to come up in a conversation. But it honestly depends on how you want to write these kids and how like how they have appeared in previous scenes, that kind of thing. So yeah. Monique says, I decided they will at least notice their father has been sad for a long time, and they name the place where he is, and Jane and Andy will recognize the name of the place as a bar. Okay. Sounds good. How old are the kids that you're talking about? Are they in the same grades as Jane and Andy? Are they younger? Because when you say kids, that gives me it's not a very narrow. Okay, kids are 8 to 10 years. Okay. Smaller kids. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So they might not necessarily know what a bar is. Yeah. Okay. Good. I like it. I like it. Okay, let's do another sprint. Do we want to continue with the silent train, silent timers, or do we want hedgehog or bear hugs? So silent or classical. Old enough to talk and be precocious. Yeah. Quit is at lunch, so you're also going to grab something to eat. You might do some writing as well, says Stacy. Excellent. I like the plan. Okay, let's do a sprinty sprint. Okay, Stacy also says it kind of depends on the context in which you write them. Your mom worked at a bar, so you knew what it was by the time you were probably 6. Also true. Yeah. Share. That's what I need to do. All right, let's do this. Second sprint is the self-promo sprint. So make sure that you do your self-promo. And I will hopefully be able to get this saved. Yes. So number 1 is save. Number 2 is sip. Cheers. Three, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check and make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is make sure if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Yay! Laura has had the, your first ever acceptance for publication of one of your poems. Yay! The poem in particular is about dementia and is going to be in Poet's choice. Yay! Excellent. Fantastic. Let's see. Monique, if you want to ask Kara some questions, Kara says, fortunately, there wasn't any alcoholism in my immediate family. However, there was quite a bit in the extended family. So you did understand a fair bit about it, even when you were pretty young. Kara said, YouTube is really just off for you today. You think you've managed to catch things up, but then it's off by about 5 minutes again. Oh, no. Yeah, I don't know. You've had trouble before with YouTube sort of like pausing. Do you have an ad blocker or anything like that? I don't know if the video pauses. There shouldn't be any ads, but I don't know. Monique says, edited up to chapter 36. Nice. Monique says, and yes, it would be odd for the deacon to be in the bar because he never drank before. So I pointed out that in that case, the community members would know, and they would be gossiping, and their kids would hear them. So, yeah. Ooh, also, you made iced tea yesterday with mango chunks. It was very refreshing. So you might make a glass later today. Nice. Sounds delicious. Laura said, now I've written my first spoken word poem. It's a first draft, but it feels like me, and it's called Monsters Under My Skin. Nice. Seems very fitting for your usual topic of monster and horror, but also the very relatable emotions. So Monique is on to chapter 37. Fantastic. And is going to cook lunch. You're going to have to stop for now. Thanks for the help. You're welcome. Hopefully it was helpful. That would be nice. Okay. We need to swap to another sprinty sprint. YouTube will be intolerable without an ad blocker. You don't think that's it though, because this doesn't always happen. I don't know. I have an ad blocker, but it sometimes messes with the sound. Like when I open up just YouTube, it will play the sound for an ad, but there will be no video. So it's like it's blanked out the video that's the ad, but the sound still plays. And then when I click on a video, it like speeds through the images and the sound that's at the front. But then I cannot adjust the speed of the actual video. It won't let me. like it says it's at 1.5, 1.75, but it's still normal. So something about the particular ad blocker I have, it has like a weird glitch in the audio. But otherwise, it works great. So Lexi says, hello. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Okay, so I'm now up to 877, so I didn't get very much. What did I get? 416. So not much. But I kept going back to my bullet journal and remembering things and adding that. So, but I think my ink is dry now, so I'm going to close that and try not to go back into it. Okay, so we've had the hedgehog. Let's do bear hug because it's right there. And this will be the third sprint. You use brave, so you allow its shield to be up, and you use U-block origin. You have not experienced what I'm describing. Yeah, I've used a trend micro ad blocker, so it's free. So there's that. And that seems to be the only The only website that it does that on is YouTube, so I don't know. I started using it when I got so sick and tired of the Pi ad blocker ads on YouTube, because it seemed like I was getting them like every 3 minutes, and it was unbearable. So now it thankfully blocks all of those, which I much appreciate. Okay, let's go ahead and do another spread. So 1, save your document. 2, take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4 is make sure if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Y'all, I'm apparently just a distracted ball of craziness today. Well, not really crazy, but I have wound up deciding that because my current journal is not closing very well, the cover-wise, that I need to go in and cut the washi that I have over the spine area, which is most of my spreads thus far in the notebook. So I have this little like pen knife that is a pen shape. And so I'm just going in and running the blade across the spine where the reams meet, in hopes that maybe that will relieve some of the pressure on the spine if it doesn't have to deal with the tension from the tape. So yeah, that will be good. As long as I don't mess up and cut any of the threads, that'd be great. But thus far, it's doing good. So, but yeah, so like the PET tapes from like March, I just ran right over the spine. But I also am up to 1606 words for the session. So I was able to get 729 words that time. So great. Yay. What did we get done? Did we get a decent amount done? Since I'm only at 1606 for the day, I'll definitely have to do some more evening sprints. But I think just my distractibility today is it's a sign. So I'm gonna take some time to take a break, and then I will come back to this later. That way I don't try and rush through the scene and not do it justice. At least that's the goal. So I think at this point I'm just poking holes. Maybe it'll help, maybe it won't. I don't know. I'm trying not to tear apart my entire journal. Lexi got 1,727 done. Nice. That is fantastic. I'm trying to not cut here. There we go. There we go. I can tell when it's sort of like pops and snaps that it's releasing that tension. And hopefully it's not the thread is the hope. But yeah. I think after this I'm going to go to Home Depot across town. We need a water runoff downspout extension for the new bed, flower bed in the yard, to keep the water away from the house, get down the slope, and also water some of the plants, hopefully with runoff. So I need to go get that from across town. I don't know if that's any better or not. I don't think it's much better. It just doesn't want to close very much. I mean, I can keep it closed kinda with the elastic, but for the most part I don't have the elastic on it. I just let it be. But yeah, so it is what it is. It was an experiment worth trying. But anyway, okay, we need the poll, right? When it comes to what style cover do we want for our book, we have a equal tie between all of them. We have a 25% tie with all of the options. So a quarter of us want an illustrated or graphic novel style. A quarter of us want just an image of the setting. A quarter of us want actual human models. And a quarter of us only want botanicals or symbols. So we are very split on this, which is not very surprising because everybody's attracted to different kind of covers. But yeah, we have a full-on all-way tie between the book cover styles. So we may have to revisit this later. But yeah, so, all right, don't forget to save your work. I got 1606 words today. For the session, so that's good, but I will come back later and get a little bit more done on somebody else's stream after I do some errands and work on the art a little bit. So yeah. All right, y'all. Hopefully I will see y'all later in the comments, and hopefully I will see y'all on Friday here again at 1 to 3-ish. So don't forget to save, and I will see y'all soon. All right, bye.